You can type in Gurnext bullshit into the search, and you're gonna get all my bullshit videos. Actually, there's less now. There has to be like 9. Uh, yeah, that's 9. And there's a bonus short version, basically. Very nice. Why are they recommending me ties, man? Fuck off, man. I already subscribed to too many Hearthstone people. Yeah, we're gonna talk about disorders, and most importantly, that mental diagnosis is bullshit. Physical diagnosis is, I think it's pretty fair. If someone's fucking missing a foot, then it's kind of apparent. But I did not find enough evidence to suggest that people can actually be diagnosed with anything. Because they have the power to just not do whatever they feel like doing. Uh, we have full control of our brains, not the other way around. Alright, brain does not just come up with stupid random shit. We have principles that we follow. Those principles can change, and that's it. And honestly, I didn't put this. This is the starting point that we have. Eventually, I will go off the rails, and we'll see where we go from there. But I do have a starting point now, just to make sure that the video is fast in the beginning. Yes, people have like different personalities, and they can't just go back in order whenever they want, because they have different desires in life, and they're being attracted to different things. Some people cannot be controlled easily and injected with principles. But then, how do you expect them to behave differently if they receive pills? Or technically, some injections also can be received. I had to deal with this. I almost wanted to make a video about doctors, that all doctors are bullshit, but this is like more specific, and it still hits the right spot. Maybe I will not do the doctor thing anymore because I'm doing this. And I'm very curious about this topic in general. Like, how many people have been diagnosed that admit in being diagnosed, admit in having something that I don't believe in fucking ghosts, man. I have ghosts. So I put this category right here. I call it logic disorder. And so far I put 2 people in, which is Dream and overly attached girlfriend. If you remember the meme, but there's a real person behind the meme that actually ended her YouTube career. And I'm not sure why, but then she started going to doctor because of some kind of fucking mental problems she was having. And even she kind of admitted, like, I thought it was stupid. I think pills are fucking stupid. Yeah, that's a good feeling you have. Because I have never found proof that pills actually help in any way. Even Dream didn't take pills. He's on top of the world. And he inspired this video. Alright, he was diagnosed with ADHD because he didn't pay attention in school. Oh no, kids being kids. He was drawing instead. Whoever did not liked Dream's behavior has to be fired immediately. Their life has to be ruined forever. Because people support Dream so fucking much. Like, you can't try and ruin someone's life. Alright? Dream made a very, very conscious and good decision of not taking pills. Fascinating. Now, I could make sure the links are actually bigger, but I will just link with the triangle. Anytime they mention their mental disorder diagnosis, then, I'll add 1 point to it. And the more awareness, basically, is on this subject. Yeah, I definitely have to put Gabby into this. And Gabby is gonna get at least 2 points. I also can link people who don't necessarily have mental disorders, but they kind of support the idea, So I have to add Repsion because he was talking about Gabby, but most importantly, he was like doing some kind of crowdfunding thing. I don't know, man. There's some kind of thing where you can donate on YouTube. Let me try and find this. He calls it charity. Fucking chapters. I don't know. Now it's down, so the hashtag, there has to be some kind of hashtag. Just charity? That's it? That's the word? I'm always struggling with English words. I don't know. I wouldn't call it a disorder, though. Alright. So, yeah, Repsion is like, oh, wait, awareness. Let's donate for awareness. Oh. I'll do my part in making sure people are aware that this is fucking bullshit that authority would invent immediately if they have a chance. Immediately. In a nick of time. Oh, you have a bunch of disorders, let me fucking, make sure the doctors, higher authority figures keep telling you that, so you start believing in that. And then you drink pills that we have fucking manufactured for everyone. The same pill for everyone, honestly. Almost. Come, are you fucking kidding me right now? It's not a solution. Again, this is the same solution as having a leak, and instead of actually fixing your piping system, you just hold a hand over it. It's like, fixed. It works now. The water flows just perfectly. All you have to do is hold that hand forever. In other words, you have to drink pills forever, because you can't fix your brain, And we don't want your brain to go out of control, especially if you did a crime that shouldn't have put me in jail for 1 year, unfortunately. But it did. And now nobody will actually give a fuck about me, because, they can just point a finger, but you were in jail, and people think that you have mental problems. Honestly, it's good enough, because I know I'm on the right side. I know my fucking story better than anyone else. So it's like, believe whatever you want to fucking believe, but there will be consequences, okay, for believing bullshit, okay? Because the more bullshit you believe in, the easier it's gonna be to fucking wash you away whenever the wave hits. Alright? Whenever I make a social media website, in case that happens, but I'm kind of willing to do that with the right team of people. If I do that, you're not welcome. You're just not welcome. You think the authority fucking has the right to fucking just spit out disorder after disorder onto people? No, they don't. This is bullshit in order to sell pills. And honestly, it is damaging the society. Like, what are the pills gonna do? The only thing I've heard is either negative or nothing. Alright? It either does nothing or it's negative. I have not heard anyone boasting like, oh, you have to drink pills. This is the best thing ever. It actually helped me become one of the top YouTubers in the world. No. He did not take the pills and became top of the world. He embraced the fact that he's creative. He doesn't care about the stupid school stuff. Embraced it. Alright? And you might want to follow Dreamy's example, especially if you want to be a YouTuber in your lifetime, potentially. Yeah, very important advice, I would say. Mental disorder is not going to give you views. Just like rolling down a cliff is going to give you views. I mean, yeah, people are interested in that, but then it's like, I guess you're dead now. Let's get the fuck out of here. There's literally just one reason why this is not necessarily 100% bullshit. And I don't think I can find any more reasons. Even the fear factor does not work. The fact you fear authority and you have to listen to authority. Is that a reason? Is like the same reason for every single bullshit I've ever heard. You have to listen to authority. Shut the fuck up. I'm not even gonna put this as an argument. It's enough. I'm done with that shit. Because what people define as authority is kind of bullshit too. You know, like, you have to elect your authority. You actually have to recognize your authority first. That you actually need them. Alright, that they're smarter than you. They have more experience and they're willing to talk to you as much as you want. That's an authority. And that's an authority that can only be an authority for like a handful of people. 50 at most. Because, well, maybe 200 at most. People will want to talk about this stuff. And will ask a lot of questions. And that authority person kind of has to do all of this stuff for free. For gifts, okay? For the fact that their advice has been helpful. Alright? That's a proof. That's how you become authority. And I have to put this down. Because this is a counter-argument to... well, here's how we're gonna put this down. Alright? Very simple. There's a very important principle being broken here. You have to choose what to believe in first, and who's actually better at it, at delivering the message of what you fucking want to hear. Alright? YouTubers are quite an authority, but doctors, the ones that you don't have a choice to change and swap and seek what other doctors are talking about. There has to be also enough diversity, enough opinions, enough difference in doctors, so there's actually a choice, and it's not just the same doctor printed out as a different person. So, yeah, none of this shit is happening, okay? So unfortunately, you cannot be diagnosed by an authority because they're not an authority, at least not to you. And I guess you don't fucking recognize that, and you just bend your fucking knee and give up on that fucking thing. But I'm pretty sure this doesn't count. Alright, this confounded 3 points of argument does not count to me at all. And in fact, this probably would work in Flat Earth, it would work in climate change, which is the future video eventually. We're not choosing our authorities right now. They're just gonna happen. They're chosen by nature. And that doesn't work. Alright, just because you're doing the work, just because you filled in the spot, doesn't mean that hundreds of people don't want to fill in the same spot with different opinions. They want to compete with you, and other people might want to choose them instead. And who knows, man? You know. So yeah, the only leftover argument that we have is just like, it's an interesting topic to be aware about. But it's like, it applies to every single bullshit ever. So you have to be aware about this. There's no other way. I can't even put it like lightly like this. Oh, it's just an interesting topic. No, it's a very dangerous thing right now. Alright, it's definitely a scam, first of all. But like, scams are everywhere. And it's almost, we can get numb just looking at every single scam in the world. But exposing it and putting it into a series, coherent series number 10 now, which is fantastic. And very nice. I enjoy this work, even if I get no views, because it actually changed my life. You know, and the way I approach things, and the way I will be, you know, imprisoned forever for believing something different, eventually. It's fucking fantastic, you know. Yeah, if I just become popular, I'm the most controversial person out there, I'll get imprisoned immediately. There's... Authority will not like me. Alright. I'm not sure how Andrew Tate is a free person, to be honest. But they just deplatformed him, like, that's fine. So yeah, I don't want to become popular, necessarily. I want to be a person that people find. And eventually I will build my own social media platform. Potentially, they can also shut down websites too. So that's a thing, maybe. I mean, they're domain provide. I mean, if you can buy a domain, people can shut down that domain easily, right? Like, there's no actual safeguard anywhere on the internet. Maybe people can steal Bitcoin, which is fantastic. So maybe we should have done the blockchain technology in order to build websites. But yeah, I will talk about Web3 eventually. It's not gonna be part of bullshit. Maybe it's one of the gold things, because now I'm thinking about, you know, there's gold, there's something I'm confused about, I'm not sure what it is. There's definitely bullshit. Yeah. So maybe Web3 is a topic meant to be for this series. It kinda has to be, because, like, I love internet so much. It's changed my life, and I wish everyone knew about the internet. Especially doctors. You know, now you can educate yourself. But it does matter how you educate yourself as well. You can't just stay in your bubble and get exactly what you wanted. See, even like the basics of giving people mental disorder diagnosis. We should probably call it disorder. But it could potentially be like a physical disorder as well. Alright. I wanted to make this as short as possible, so I will not include mental in the title. But yeah, like... even the basic idea seems kind of stupid to me. Because I know where it comes from, but it's almost like you're telling that people are stupid. Oh, you have a disorder, you stupid. There's a better way to say that. You have a logic disorder, and anything else is just like, whatever, dude. But you're stupid about this stuff. You have eating disorder. You're stupid about how you eat food. Maybe you should stop adding chemicals that make people addicted into eating food that is not healthy for them as well. You know, it's not a one-way street, dude. It goes both ways. The manufacturers have to fucking tone down their bullshit and promote vegetables because they're cheap. It's like, why are they cheap? You know, that's the greatest opportunity to jack up the prices even a little bit. And, you know, a lot of farmers are gonna be happy for that. If we just promote vegetables, dude. I found myself eating tomatoes and bananas. I can promote that. Superfoods, guys, because they're easy to eat. Something like apple is like very hard to bite into, and I just find it so infuriating. It's just, I want my food easy to eat, please. So bananas and tomatoes just perfect, and I buy them all the time, and I can promote them, and it's probably gonna be more beneficial to people if I just promote vegetables instead of talking about eating disorders. Shut the fuck up about that. Just do the same thing. Stop punishing people. Start competing. Competing. Simple. Alright? Or out-competing this bullshit ideas that float around. Say something beneficial to people. Very simple. Mood disorders? Are you fucking kidding me right now? There's not just personality disorders, which is kind of like fucking weird. You know how personalities have to behave? Are you sure about that? Because even I'm confused. I'm more willing to like accept that there are different personalities and they do whatever the fuck they want. I'm willing to accept that. I'm not willing to accept that someone actually knows exactly how personalities work and that they can be out of order in some fucking way. Like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? These guys are fucking idiots. Most importantly, I have been diagnosed with schizophrenia for something that happened once and doesn't happen again. I just said I heard voices one time. You know, it's not happening anymore. It's not a pattern of any kind. I don't have to be medicated. But I am for the rest of my life. You know, just very logical things. My brain is damaged. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, sure. How do you know that? How the fuck do you know that? No one is like going to go inside my brain and check exactly what is damaged. You don't know. It's impossible. That shit's impossible to prove. This is why I'm so fucking frustrated. This might be the best argument. I don't know how you disprove that. Because I need proof. I need proof most importantly for anything that is so cared about. They're so promoted. Like, I need proof first. The medicine has to work. Medication has to work. And the disorder has to be a thing in the first place. If none of those things are a thing, what you're just creating a scam in order to sell another scam. It's like, what the fuck are you guys doing? It's a double scam all of a sudden. Yeah, some stupid fucking doctor can just sit there and say, you have brain damage, and it's like, fuck off, man. Fuck off. But then the same doctor, this is why I wanted to make a video about doctors instead. Because he triggered me so much. He was like, oh, look how you dressed. Oh, look, you have a fucking greasy hair because you probably don't wash your hair. I literally took a shower yesterday before going to the doctor thing. And he's still like, oh, I don't like your fucking hair, dude. It's just, I don't like you walking back and forth in the hallway. Why are you doing that? I think you have over-caring on details disorder, alright? It's kind of called OCD, okay? I think you have a fucking disorder, and you're mentally ill, and if an authority is potentially damaged in any way whatsoever, people should just run as fast as they can, because that authority has too much power. And they have to come fucking down, crashing down. They have to be cancelled. That's it. That's the need of cancellation, by the way. It's kind of powerful. If someone has authority, they have to crash in case they're broken in some way, and people shouldn't listen to them anymore. That's the best way to cancel a person, and actually understanding the principle of what cancellation is supposed to do. Alright? Don't listen to this person because he did that. Alright? But it has to be like very substantial. Very broken behavior. It has to be proven bullshit. And these guys are just full of that shit. Oh, I didn't put the fucking crown thing. 3 points for me. Honestly, this is the biggest bullshit I've ever found. Ever. It doesn't even compare. Because again, I will never find an argument against it. So what are we even talking about? You know, am I just angry and blind to arguments? But I really want, you know, like, I don't care about those arguments, but I really want pills to work. I really like pills. It's like, it's your problem, it's not my problem if you want to fucking buy things. Even I'm prescribed pills right now, and you still have to buy them sometimes. My mom even fucking opened my door to say a fact, which is only if you're excited about something, and it's probably a bad thing. You're about to say something really bad. And she was like, well, my friend spent 30 euros for her medicine. Normally she gets it for free. And it's like, why is it not consistent? Because it's a fucking scam. Oh, I need more money. Oh, let's make this, Let's grab some cash out of people for no fucking reason. I mean, if you're trying to solve a problem by force, maybe don't ask money for it, because then it's like 100% a scam. Like, there's no escape at this point. It's just so pathetic. Oh god. Yes, you do get money from the government potentially to cover your costs, but it's kind of fucking weird. It's almost like you get the money and they take it away from you at the same time. It's kind of interesting. Oh look, 10-year anniversary. Hour? You just left 3 years ago, bitch. For stupid reasons. We have to rewatch this because she's now a part of this community, mental awareness community, boys. Because of this video right here, my last video. I guess it's not the last video. Fucking clickbaited me this whole time. 3 years you have been clickbaiting me. Oh my god. But it finally happened. And this looks like a skit as well. It's kind of weird. There's never a reason to just leave. Yes, you're struggling like everyone else. You're just not realizing that everyone is struggling. Especially like trying to come up with ideas, trying to fucking push the meme that got them famous. Like, it's a very hard thing to do. Like, what's the problem, dude? So I'm gonna rewatch and definitely watch this one as well. See what happens.
As the overly attached girlfriend.
Your microphone quality sucks. Does it suck on this video too? Because this is the first time I recognize this. Also, dislike button. I don't usually give dislikes. Also, even
Really holding on to and like not wanting to let go of. With saying goodbye though, I want to put
Because even back then I felt bullshit, okay?
A really important,
Yeah, the quality seems nice.
but
This does feel like an echoey room right now.
I don't know. I mean, with you would kind of like.
You know what's ironic? I'll show you guys what's ironic. She's still making videos. You know, so now she's just kind of following a very interesting principle. Even did a video about that, which is kind of interesting. So she's still a creative person, I guess. There was no reason to leave YouTube. She's just retarded. Logic disorder right there. And just absolutely no reason. Like, do you really think Instagram is a good place for you right now? Are you sure about that? It's just the principle. It's like everyone is gonna laugh if you just come back. Of course. So, there's a reason I disliked it, okay? This is perfect. Mwah! Wonderful. I have been sleeping a little bit. Almost 2 hours. And the ending was kind of interesting. I kind of realized we definitely don't know how pills work. We don't even know how food works. Alright, what certain foods, what kind of things do they give? Like, I've heard stories about, like, men at sea getting sick because they don't eat enough lemons or something. I don't know, it's so weird. We don't understand, like, nutrition properly. And yet we'll definitely understand pills, dude. It's like, educate people first. It's gonna have a much bigger impact. Focus on that shit. I've heard about the pyramids at school, and we didn't learn that pyramids, unfortunately. In any way, we didn't talk about it at all. Pyramid of food. Wow, super cool. A picture. Means nothing to me. No, the word nutrition is not even a thing. Can I even translate it into Lithuanian? What happens? Oh. Yeah, you can. I get it now. Let's continue with this, though. So, the problem is introduced. Whatever that means. You kind of want to define that, and depression means a lot of things as well. It's kind of weird. Normally, it is tied with some kind of very annoying problem that you can't solve. But you can at least identify what it is, right? I guess she does explain it. She was stressed with opportunities. Were so great, but I couldn't handle it for years. Yeah, I don't understand it either. But I kind of do understand. I probably wouldn't be able to handle it myself unless I find the right ways to do it. Yeah, so that's the problem, right? Like, you're trying to look good on camera and pretend that just pretending at this point. You're not being real to the audience. That's pretty bad. Alright. If just by making videos you're just outside of your comfort zone all the time and you're having breakdowns, Maybe it's time to focus on the breakdowns themselves instead. And see what you can do about that. And maybe you can make videos on that shit instead. YouTube is my therapy. It doesn't necessarily work. I wouldn't recommend, but like, I kind of do it all the time. I talk about stuff and I don't break down. And I understand the depression comes most of the time. When people see depression, they have a lot of troubles in life, and life is just hard. That's not depression. You just show a middle finger to life, and you just move on. Try to do as best as you can. Like, I understand that some people are struggling so fucking much. It's insane. It's unbelievable that other people don't even give a fuck. That they could even think about profits above what they actually need. Like, unbelievable to me. So she did that, but she didn't. She never posted the videos.
To give you a bit of an.
I don't know why I'm afraid to take medication. Because I don't know what the fuck it does. But in a way, it's like, well, now it's time to find out, boys. It's time. It's not, and it's not normal, okay? Taking medication is not normal. It's not something people talk about, so, of course. It's like having sex for the first time. I guess. I never had it, so I shouldn't talk about that. Yeah, but that's the face that you make.
Well, like, I don't know.
Yeah, you do know. Now, why is depression mental illness as well? And how do fucking pills help on that? It's kind of weird, right? Also, it has been proven, I think. It's just the wave will not destroy anything whatsoever. The proof that, medication is not fucking useful whatsoever. It's out there floating around. I mean, right after I did a video about medication, like, I just kind of seen it being talked about, but I've seen it being talked about on a channel where, it's just a conspiracy theory level right now, and no one is gonna do anything about that. This is probably the thing that triggered me, like, wait, you got something positive out of it? This is the first time I hear this shit. Are you sure? She doesn't directly say that, but, what do you mean?
More normalized.
Normalized? Are you sure about that? Medication should be normalized? It's being shoved down your throat right now. It's not... people would have realized that, okay? Would have fucking realized that. I need more proof, man. Why? Obviously, we're not gonna get it from a girl like this, Doesn't care about logic anyways. Are you sure about that? So you don't care about the side effects, you just care about the... Oh, maybe it will help one person. Not me, though. Not me. But maybe it will help one person. Oh, man. That's a good one. This is the December 18. This is 2 weeks after. So there's no effect with the medication so far. She's not talking about it, at least.
In my mind, this experience has...
She's still not saying anything directly positive. It's almost like she's avoiding something. It's kind of weird.
So to me that with this video, I do mention my experience and let you know that depression is hard and it.
You can't do that. I'm sorry. You have to define depression. If you just like, oh, I feel depression, it hurts. What? Like, this stuff cannot just come out of nowhere, okay, and hurt you. And almost now she's talking about depression as if it's not related to YouTube anymore. So think about that, alright? There's some deeper problems she's not addressing. And maybe she, again, made a huge mistake with the YouTube part. She just has to fucking figure out that depression thing somehow. But, you know how it is with problems. If someone can profit from your depression, they're not gonna solve your stupid problem. They're gonna give you placebo that makes you feel like something is going away. But solving your problem? Come on, man. That's too profitable not to do. Oh, that's the argument. You have to be willing to do anything you can do to help yourself. Hey guys, I know it sounds like weird, but if you cut off your arm, it helps with your depression. Think about it. Yes, it's a very hard thing to do, but you kind of might want to be willing to do anything to help yourself. You don't know if it's gonna work or not, but just try it. Trust me, dude. It's not like I cut off my arm. Again, doctors who prescribe medication do not take your medication. They don't know jack shit of what you're gonna be going through, regardless. Alright? They don't need it. But you need it. Very nice. So, it's one of those very weird things. I think I have to put it as an argument. This is kind of just nuts to me. Now, obviously, if you have, like, problems with your eyes, you might want to wear glasses, and your doctor does not have to wear glasses if he prescribes glasses to you. There are exceptions to this thing. Well, we're talking about health here, or like general health, where nothing should necessarily be broken. Yes, it's kind of a completely different argument than you would think, because this one is kind of countered. Let's just counter it. I don't need an argument. I don't need 20 arguments against one anyways. It's already bullshit as it is. Also, we're not supposed to be talking about medication here. We're supposed to be talking about diagnosis in the first place.
Illness, like.
I guess it does make sense that it's a mental illness if depression and anxiety just comes out of nowhere. But like, oh boy. Never happened to me. It's not a common experience by any means. Nothing I can actually experience. I had troubles in life, and it was very depressing, but I did not have depression ever. I kind of have a feeling of what it is. It's like maybe you're like super unmotivated by anything. You don't want to do anything. Everything feels meaningless. Maybe that's the case. I kind of felt that at some point, but it's like, yeah. You can't give depression all these powers to control you. Like, fuck that shit. If it's not fun, like, why are you doing this? Like, you have control over that. She's never really said that taking medication actually helped her directly with her. Maybe she's implying that. I don't know, man.
Please reach out.
I'll just assume she is.
Like, more like your
I actually don't experience ups and downs. My YouTube channel is experiencing ups and downs. I did felt this one. It's like I was kind of happy to see that. But then I realized what it is, and it's like, whatever. Yeah, whatever she's referring to ups and downs, like, I don't know what you mean. So honestly. Yeah, there's some big, like, ups and downs in life, usually. But if you, like, follow principles properly, most of the time, it maybe like a big up happens in your life, but it's all like engineered, so you know what to expect. You can almost predict the future, and you're ready for all the fucking things in life. Though, in fact, if you follow principles, you are going in the lowest of lows by force. You're just forcing yourself down there just to experience what life is like. Yes, I could just become homeless all of a sudden. That seems scary. You probably don't want to strip away yourself of resources that you have. You want to appreciate those resources. But you're going to the lowest of lows just to understand life a little bit better. Alright? This is why I'm a controversial person. Like, I'm there. You don't have to worry about that part. And what are the ups, man? If I'm in the lowest of lows, what kind of ups? I'm always motivated because I know everything that I will learn from the down, it will help me get up, and I will have full control over that shit as well. The most important thing is that there are real problems. She's not addressing any problems. She's just talking about depression, medication. Fuck that shit. It's not gonna solve problems in the world. You might solve your own fucking problems with a pill, but you're not gonna help anyone else. Ever. And it's like, you can promote this thing as well, but now it's getting scary. Because the pill has to actually solve problems. It must not just be like a placebo effect for you. You know, it has to actually work when you recommend people stuff. And I cannot do that. Alright? I personally can't do that. So I have a very counter opinion to this thing. And I'm a logical person. I'm gonna tell you how it is, man. I'm not gonna fuck around with, emotional bullshit. If it didn't happen to me, like, why should it happen to you? But the problem is, much bigger problem, is that I was prescribed medication for something that never happens again, and it's not repeating, and it's not affecting my life in any way. And they were the ones trying to give me depression and problems, just for no reason. And potentially a lot of them. I mean, they were injecting me with medication that just did cause some crazy effect. Like, only after 3 months after not getting injected, I felt normal again. But I had I wasn't able to control myself anymore. Like, that was terrifying. Now that, but if I talk, yeah, they took away that injection thing, and I mentioned it many times now. Right before I went out of the hospital, if they wouldn't have taken that away, I don't know if I could have been able to negotiate with my doctor now to take it away, because the longer you keep it up, it's almost like, well, maybe that's not the problem. They find excuses to just keep it that way. And I probably would have been crippled my entire life because I was taking medication. So, no, I don't have just a neutral experience. An experience that she has, like a, yes, it kind of helped me experience. And I don't have, no, it kind of didn't help me experience. It almost ruined my life experience. That's what I have. almost ruined my life. So I'm not very happy about this thing, okay?
I just felt more.
Placebo? Felt more in control? Sure, dude. That's the only effect that happened? Alright, dude. Alright. I'm not gonna clap, though. It's kind of embarrassing.
I'm still on Instagram. I'm still on Twitter. Follow.
Oh, no, thank you. You can post something, you know. I really thought this through, believe me, but I will not tell you the arguments, but believe me, I really thought this through. I will... At least you didn't delete your fucking YouTube account. That would be fucking satisfying to see, honestly. It's like, let me post this video and just delete everything. That would be fucking... So there is some control. Alright. Yeah, it is a part where you have to tell people to subscribe. I like subscribing to dead channels, because, you know, you never know when they're gonna post again. Maybe never. So it's like, what's the difference, you know? You're just subscribing to someone. Technically, the only difference is that if you're trying to check your subscriptions, which I have too many anyways, you're like scrolling a little bit more than usual. That's the only difference. This is kind of why my system is actually a lot better, because you know what you're subscribing to, you know what you're watching to, and honestly, if you don't, then you can do a list of things you want to watch. In the first, just discover channels. I have things that I want to do, and there are channels that I discovered. Just infinite amount of them there are. I filtered them a little bit. There's some dead channels, and there's some channels I don't want to touch because they post too many videos or something is wrong with them. And there's plenty of channels that I don't even acknowledge that they exist because they're like makeup tutorials or just too specific for me to care, you know. Just like every single how-to video, let's see, financial advice or like advice in general, I don't like that at all. I mean, I've checked the dating advice, YouTube advice, financial advice just makes me puke. It's always a scam, so that doesn't work. Everyone just luring you with the ability to earn money, but instead they just kinda, you know, selling you something at the same time. Oh, you can buy this book I wrote. Oh yeah, sure, fuck off. You will learn so much. Yeah, so there's so much stuff you can watch, like you have to make a list on that. So technically, again, you can probably subscribe. It's not a bad idea. And what the riot writes, honestly. 2 years ago, before I had the experience, I disliked this. Okay. Well, and my comment was automatically deleted. It's only fixed through love, because it's not the mentally ill who is supposed to make sudden genius decisions. Very smart thing to say, honestly. If you feel loved by doctors and they help you control whatever it is, you'll do it automatically. What? But I I guess what I meant to say, maybe, what the meaning of this thing is, like, if you're being loved, and it kind of works, help you. Oh, that sucks. This sentence sucks, man. Uh, yeah. Only when you have a problem you go to doctors as a last resort. And that's what they respond. I don't know. My comment was garbage. You can throw that in the fire. I was keeping track of the score and it's very, very low. It's very much cringe. But I didn't dare to, like, bash it or anything. It's like, again, it's awareness. Awareness, guys. Boring. You didn't thought this through at all. And started crying. Very nice, guys. So that's her story. We have to move on now. We have to visit as many people as possible. What if I type people with mental illness? There's also the story of Gabby Hanna, which is she taking medication? I think she is, but it's like it's not a difference at all, right? She released Medicaid. Yeah, I will never ask Google anything else. Obviously, this was too specific. It's like, when does she take medication? Like, I will never know that. You know what kind of question I have? What are personality disorders? Expand a little bit more. I want to laugh at this shit. The way oh, personality. Okay, I thought personality disorder. Alright. More reading, though. Types, alright. Antisocial. Avoidant. Borderline. Dependent. Narcissistic, here we go. She's a typical then. We don't get sociopathic or psychopathic. I need to read all of this now. Sucks. Honestly, maybe I don't need to read this. It's kind of interesting, right? Oh, paranoid. They said I'm a paranoid schizophrenic, so... a pattern of being suspicious of others and seeing them as mean or spiteful. People with paranoid personality disorder often assume... no. So I guess I still don't know what paranoid means, or it's just some stupid word that means absolutely nothing. We'll never know, I guess. But when we're talking about a scam, I know exactly what I'm talking about. They have no fucking idea what they're doing. Absolutely no idea. Again, I think one of the most important thing... but we kind of made the argument already. But you must understand. They had 1 year to do so. An entire year to just prove that, you know, I have a mental illness, that people around me have a mental illness, that medication helps, and that there's nothing I can do about it as well. I have to take medication and I have to wait, and then I'm not a danger to society anymore after a year, magically. None of these things make sense, right? But They had 1 year to convince me, and they did not do that. So, I think they missed a very important part of their job. You know, at least just convince me. This shouldn't be that hard, right? Oh wait, I'm a critical thinker. Whoops. It is hard. Because I will be skeptical no matter what. Unless something works exactly as in the way that I like. You know, a computer works the way that I like. This fucking recording software works pretty well. Discord works very well. Fucking calculator works very well. I like to use that. If something works, I will use it. Don't worry about that part. You know, if I get some free medication and it does something that I like, I might actually use it. It still feels like taking drugs or drinking alcohol. It will feel bad because it's like, but if it does some cool things that I want from time to time, I will use that. It doesn't do that, unfortunately. So fuck yourself in the ass. But again, we're trying to understand why people are being diagnosed in the first place. I think the second counter argument is kind of popping up as like, but this is all about disorder, and there's a lot of disorder in the world. We kind of have to like point a finger at that somehow, you know. I guess that's an argument. So much disorder. Are you talking about problem solving? I don't know, man. Yeah, I still acknowledge that mental disorders are a thing, but they're totally under your control. That's the problem. It doesn't feel like they're under your control because you need knowledge to be able to break through patterns of behavior. But, you know, you can still do it. You still just need the knowledge. Yes, you don't have it right now, and it feels like it's impossible to get it the way you want in some magical ways. So you cannot break through patterns unless you know what you're doing. But I'm pretty sure it's very possible to make order out of things, or even just fake an order. If you're struggling, you can still fake it until you make it, boys. Absolutely. Everyone's struggling on everything all the time. There's nothing new. There's nothing out of order even about that as well. It's like the moment we point a finger at too many people, there's something wrong with ourselves now. So we'll never know. And you're not pointing a finger at anything, honestly. People are pointing finger at themselves, and it's like, I really like to know what disorder I have. You can probably figure it out. You don't actually need to read anything. You can probably figure out what problems you have in life. And you don't have to be, you know, put into a certain category. You know, I'm having trouble with this, and that. You don't have to name it whatsoever, to be honest. So, I don't know. There has to be a counter-argument, right? How do I put it together? I know. It's not a counter-argument, but it's fine. If you put in a group, it's still not enough to understand your problem. You have to work on yourself as much as possible and not rely on authorities to tell you what your problem is. Technically, it's like a two-way street again. Yes, you can rely on authorities, like myself. I could be your authority by any means. But I don't work with people, I work with as many things as possible, so I can only... Well, but I'm probably still better at grouping people, so yeah. I can tell you where to go and how to identify yourself in a way. I can tell you what your personality is, at least. And where to look for the problem, maybe? I just need a little bit more practice and I could do it. For sure. It shouldn't be different from programming, you know? It shouldn't be more difficult than that. Programming is actually almost illogical behavior that... But it works so consistently that it feels logical, so it's kind of interesting. But, you know, the programming language actually has to be very, very easy to use, understand, and it should work. And the funniest thing is, I can't even make autocomplete work right now. Like, you're typing in the code, and there's another part of the code that you want to autocomplete quickly, and even that doesn't fucking work to me. So, coding is not logical to me, just, it doesn't work. Especially when Unity itself doesn't work properly. But it has just enough features to keep me satisfied and keep this thing alive. So I can't complain, right? But I'm just saying, even coding is not as logical as you would think. While finding what problems people have, I think it's the most moral thing you can do, at least. So it's just automatically logical, right? And well, I've never done it, so... And I've never really evaluated what logical means. I am pretty sure it's a hard thing to do, so I shouldn't talk about it too much. Yeah, so... Yeah, but it feels like a logical problem, right? You need to tell the person that they need to work on their problems once you identify what range of things to look at. But even then, it looks fucking stupid. Just, again, this feels good as an argument. You put in a group, but you still don't know what the fuck is going on. Just like I'm being called schizophrenic. What the fuck does that mean? I have to analyze what it means, and it means so many things that it's like it doesn't mean anything at all. No, you're just mistreating how reality works. Yeah, you say that to me? I don't know how fucking reality works. That's fucking weird. All I see, honestly, is just a flex, you know. Look how many categories we can fucking name. And we can put you in a fucking category and have no fucking idea what to do next. It's the funniest thing ever. They can flex one thing, but the other thing, they're just clueless. Medication. Okay. Okay, that seems weird. So it's almost like you have been inventing categories just to promote medication. And to make it as different medication as possible, almost, for everyone, right? Right? Probably not. I'm taking medication that literally everyone takes. At least in the hospital that I was in. Maybe like 50%. That's pretty high, right? For tons of categories to exist, and yet 50% like takes the same shit. And that's it. That's all I take. So, I'm the most normal person in the universe then. If I take the most common pill ever. And obviously it doesn't do anything to me, so I'm just confused, you know. What? But I'm sure it does something. Come on, man. I'm sure. Again, if something was repeating in my life and it stopped because I took medication, yeah, that's cool. But I'm diagnosed without the pattern. There is no pattern. So it's very painful to me to understand all of this shit when there is no pattern to try and fix. They're not even trying to do that. I would be like, okay, I'll be in your stupid experiment thing. Let's see what happens. It feels very risky, but it's doctors. Maybe I can blame doctors for that. Maybe I'll sign up a contract. No, I can't do that either. That sucks. Yeah, if anything bad happens, doctors should be very much liable to refund you. Or do whatever it takes to fucking alleviate the pain that happened. Like, they should have paid me substantial amount for that shit. Just from their own pockets, so they feel the risk themselves, instead of, oh, there's no risk, I can just give pills to everyone all the time and I get the money. Fuck you, dude. That's a problem, too. That's why it's a scam. I don't know. Maybe there's an ending to this statement, but there's just no risk. So, like, everyone should be doing that. But only authorities can do it. Oh, only authorities can profit. Too big to fail, am I right? We have 11 arguments versus 2. But I don't even want to count this stuff. It's just pathetic. I want proof! I don't want... Because the more categories you have, the more proof you actually need that people are stuck in these categories. They cannot do anything. But technically, maybe they want to do that. And again, they will not be fixed. There's something to it, right? It's kind of hard to describe what it is. It's like, yeah, people do have disorders. That's the cool part. Yes, you can put them into categories. Yes, that feels like it works, right? Is that an argument, though? Because I really just said that, yes, you can put them into groups, but what's the point of fucking that? If people are not motivated to get out of these groups and understand what actually being a normal person is about. There's no learning process of anything. And I think this argument just has to be put immediately. Like, medication should be the last resort, and the first resort is teaching people of how to behave normally. And if they can't, try medication. Now you have a reason to try medication. Maybe you'll act normal when you're taking medication. Maybe. But you still should be in risk in case medication doesn't help at all, or actually does the opposite. No, only if it does the opposite, you will take the risk of damaging the person. Very simple. See, it's very interesting how they kind of don't have the will to teach people because they don't feel like people are gonna change. But then they still believe that something is gonna happen because of medication. They don't believe in themselves, but they believe that something else is gonna work instead. It's kind of weird, right? It's the same tale of, like, just teach the person to catch the fish. Don't keep on feeding him fish for free. That's not the best solution right now. So focus on teaching. Right, that's a lot more helpful. In fact, you will feel a lot better. Just if you teach a bunch of people and then you just leave them, and it's like, it's up to you now. You either have learned your lesson or you didn't. You shouldn't worry about medication in the real world. You should worry about being as normal as possible. You should focus on that right now. Medication is just a terrible distraction as well. Well, and it's attached to the same thing, which is also a distraction of being diagnosed. If it's not helpful, if it's not very descriptive and taught to you exactly what the group is about, if you just get the name, the diagnosis, if you're just spitting out the fucking name everywhere, ADHD, I have ADHD, guys. But if someone asks, what does that mean to you, and you can't actually understand that's tough, man. I can take a test, guys. This is very interesting. Let's see what psychosis test tells me. I'm scared to actually get an exact result that was, told to me. But I assume I will actually pass this test just fine. Just fine, because it seems like it's looking for, like, unusual things in my life, and I don't think there's stuff like that. Maybe I'm not social enough, but, like, who cares? I like making videos instead of talking to people, because I don't really have anyone to talk to, which is kind of sad. But maybe one day, I'm still hopeful. It's the most fun part. I don't focus on that, And most of the time I'm like disappointed in people anyways, and I'm not trying to... If you're not watching my videos and commenting on my videos in my Discord, how am I supposed to talk to you, I'm talking to the audience, whether they want it or not, and apparently they don't want it right now. And YouTube doesn't want me either, and who the fuck knows how everything works right now. I don't have instructions, so whatever I'm doing is just doing whatever I love the most. So you can't really complain about me being not social enough. But I know my doctor assistant is doing that a lot. And I don't care. Because there's one thing to worry about it, and the other thing to actually be able to help. So why stop worrying if you can't fucking help or give me solutions to things? Especially when you probably can't give me solutions because you have no idea how my life works. Advice is just the hardest thing to do. So they probably gave up on that part. But then it's like, what's the point anymore of being worried at all? I'm sure you can figure out how to solve this. I'm not solving the not being social problem. I'm just not solving that anymore. I just gave up on that. Fuck that shit. There's some things I vaguely agree on. Which is kind of concerning, I guess. Like 7 things? It's concerning because I don't want to get shitty fucking results out of this. But it's not like I don't have a good reason to click on that shit. Or it's just the way it's worded, I'm just compelled to try it out, Oh, it's just a risk, boys. 19 points. Low risk or no risk. Oh, I wonder why, man. Yes. Is what I thought. The test is gonna tell me something like that. And now it's like very pathetic. It's like, you should be questioning that, shouldn't you? You should be worried that I kind of act like a normal person, but you still put me in a fucking hospital for a year, and it could have been longer for no fucking reason. Whatever, guys. It's slow fucking. Absolutely, man. That is disgusting to me. Wait, what? Why is PewDiePie on the YouTubers with mental illness search? I know the TikTok trend. Wow, didn't know. Celebrities. No, unfortunately, they probably don't have mental health disorders, unfortunately. Until they crash and burn. Yeah, maybe. Weaponizing mental health, absolutely. So no one... It's not like he has a channel, so I don't want to specifically look into like movies and TV, so... Maybe we should, though. Maybe we should laugh at this guy. Mental health. Alright, let's hear the story. Exactly... Is it the same girl? It looks like the same girl. Well, let's click on that anyways. Let's start with that one. Start with this one, but then this one. Alright. Here we go, boys.
Really serious, and
we call things disorders.
if in fact the anxiety
If the anxiety... What the fuck are you describing... Are you describing disorders and then you say anxiety? Anxiety? Why are you so specific? What the fuck? In a way, like, it kind of makes sense, like... There's something, there's that feeling that is gonna impair your ability. So, it's kind of okay to say anxiety, but it's just weird. Like, what? And again, I don't have that. So I don't have a disorder in a way. Do I? No. Maybe I do, because I'm not tested against, you know, extreme situations, right? Let's say a social setting. I will just explode, I think. I will detonate like a creeper. If I'm surrounded by people. That's what would happen. I mean, there's no any other way. This is why I will talk about game jams and why they're bullshit. Because that's kind of what happened. I was completely alone, completely isolated immediately, and I didn't know what to do anymore. And it's like, is it really my fault, for fuck's sake? Come on, man. Yeah. You can... But technically, yeah, it does make sense, because I was lonely in the class as well, when I was in school. I did have a friend, so that helps a lot. Just having one friend is just the best thing ever. But you kind of want people to be, all people to be friendly, regardless. And that's just not a thing that happens. Like, you have to put in so much effort just to break the ice, but you still don't feel confident that you're gonna get the result that you want out of it. You know, it's so crazy. So just keeping one friend, that was a challenge still. It's insane. Only half?
within a year, and in fact, half of Americans will have some mental health issue during their life.
Only half, dude? Are you sure about that? But at the same time, it's like, that's kind of weird. And it probably just goes away. Ah, come on, man. well, this is just not normal then. And you're just fiddling with not normal people and putting them into disorder categories when they just have one category. Again, logic disorder. Okay? Very simple category. I think it works. And you don't have to dig around in garbage. It's almost like I've discovered shit. Let's clear that up. I've discovered those two circles and disorders right here. And there's people who want to explore this area of disorders. Ooh, fantastic. Just don't spend too much time there, okay? I don't want to do this. You're just out of the loop of where life is at. This is where life is at. This is where exploration is at. And this is where death is at. Alright? If you explore this area, there's something wrong with you. I'm just saying. So, I do respect this guy. This guy seems like he knows what he's talking about. But then there's a question of value. An actual value of what he knows. You know, whether he's able to help people because of his knowledge or not. That is the real question. And he's a professional, and I'm still questioning that, so it's kind of awkward, isn't it? Oh yeah, this guy reminded me of the trauma that I had. I would fucking move my leg. Alright, it's like a calming down thing. Soothe yourself. It's like, stop you're moving your leg, there's something wrong with you. That's how I felt. You know, oh, you stopped moving your leg. Congratulations, dude. It's probably because you were taking medication. That's what happened in the hospital. It's like pathetic. Like just let me fucking move my leg. Just let me move back and forth. It's not doing anything. It doesn't actually give you any information whatsoever whether I'm not normal or something. Just nothing. Has no impact to society in any fucking way. And yet you still point this shit out as if I have to sit still like a fucking statue and not give a fuck about anything. Even when things get really fucking boring and stupid. Oh my god, man. Or I just, you know, maybe I'm just nervous and I'm fucking moving my leg. Who cares? Who cares, man? So these people like look into very tiny details that just need even more proof. They now need an incredible amount of proof that it actually even matters. And doesn't just make people uncomfortable and hurt because of that. I just feel very offended. It's crazy. Again, so far this guy's like, this is what I look for. Let him say it.
No grief and no remorse. I'm looking for this collective.
But why are you looking for that shit, dude? Why? What's the point?
Certain people that do make.
He is mixing up psychopathy, psychopathic traits with narcissism, which I don't think is true. I think these are separate things. They're linked with power, and that's the only link that I can find. I can probably describe you guys the difference. Should I do that? I think Google did a good job this time. Because I needed like a reference. It's really hard to separate these things. My reference is this little thing. Okay, this is where narcissists are, and this is where psychopaths are. They're both kind of seeking control. Psychopaths are a little bit actually more grounded, and this is what allows them to not care who gets hurt, because they actually care about principles more than you think. Narcissists, on the other hand, are gonna go to extreme levels of breaking as many rules as possible just to get attention. So narcissists are actually just as dangerous as psychopaths, because breaking the rules is, it's not something you want to do. So these guys trying to reach the top, while psychopaths try to remain in the power for as long as possible. Alright, so you have a... I don't have too many psychopath examples, to be honest. I know like Logan Paul and Jake Paul are narcissists, and not sociopaths, by the way. Maybe Jake Paul is, but it's not the relevant trait at all. But psychopathy, I only know PewDiePie to be on that level, but on that personality to be able to be a psychopath. Maybe he is, and it doesn't seem like he cares about other people, to be honest. Like, donating is not necessarily something he likes to do. He does not want to expand his operation of YouTube. He just wants to, center it around himself. And liking memes and books is kind of a weird thing as well. I had a friend that had very similar personality, which is very awkward. Watching PewDiePie sometimes, I just keep getting reminded of my friend. But I just don't know the psychopaths, actually. Like they kind of just fly under the radar. I just can't catch them very easily. I don't know. But again, that's the idea. Narcissists want to find the peak, and psychopaths just want to stay above the rest in power for as long as possible. And they do follow more rules because of that. They seem like more likely to fucking wear a suit, for example. To be in government, while narcissists just, want to be influence as many people as possible with whatever bullshit they come up with. They don't care about value whatsoever. I don't have preference, but right now I really disliked narcissists. I don't know what's bad about psychopaths at the moment. I guess it is like they still feel above the rest, above average, so they don't give a fuck about other people. But it's like, sure, if they do something bad, it doesn't even seem like that's what a person with principles would do. They wouldn't care if people get hurt because they feel like they're not doing something bad. But there's a principle that psychopaths are following, and it's point of view principle, while narcissists are using the stack principle. So they're trying to stack all the way to the top. The point of view principle is the idea that you only care about yourself and your point of view because that's the only thing that matters. And honestly, both of these principles are very much correct. It's the only when you are breaking something, doing something bad that you shouldn't be doing, that's when, you're misusing your principles to attack other people's lives, in a way. So that's when, the narcissism and psychopathy just comes out as a thing that you can define at all, because it's supposed to be negative, right? But that's all information I have for you guys. But it's a clear difference, so I don't know why this guy bunched up both both of these terms. Like, it doesn't make sense to me at all. I just kind of realized, like, internet allows platform for debate. It's still not there yet. Debate is not, like, praised for being a very valuable thing. I see a lot of value in there, and it's gonna be definitely the future of the internet. Just people talking to each other, and maybe coming to certain conclusions and testing how their mind is slowly changing towards whatever side. Because normally that's when you're learning something, when you're changing your point of view. Or if you're changing someone else's point of view, that means that you have authority and you know what you're talking about, and you're very confident on the thing that you're talking about, and very convincing too. So it's very interesting dynamic that is not being explored right now. So the internet is definitely going to change significantly to empower debate. Now, right now, I'm kind of debating this guy. You know, I'm taking his arguments apart, and you can make your own conclusions. But it's a very fun thing to do that you wouldn't actually find in real life that often. People just kind of go past the ability to debate someone. They just walk away. They don't think it's necessary. I think it's so necessary that it's literally the pickup line just to make someone upset and start debating them. That's your fucking pickup line. It's just, again, people are not willing to do that. So, not willing to spend time debating because they feel bad about it. Just, or at least women, I don't know. I don't understand women, so I can't talk. I can only look at them. And I still don't understand how they fucking managed to be so pretty, and this guy looks ugly, even though he probably put a lot of effort into this thing that he wears, and fucking his haircut, more than I did on my entire fucking body. More effort just on his haircut. The real reason why I was triggered to make Doctors of Bullshit video is simply because my doctor asked me to apologize again. It's like, why are you not apologizing for the thing that you did and say that you will never do it again? Why are you not doing that? He started like criticizing me like hardcore, and this was one of the hard-hitting ones, like in terms of how illogical it is. It's like, I've spent 1 year in a hospital. You can fucking leave me alone. You know, unless you fucking want to die. It's like, I can toy with mental illness all day long, and nothing's gonna happen to me. You know, man, I wish someone fucking cracks his skull open. Because they themselves crack inside for getting the stupid, illogical bullshit fed into them. I can control myself, but holy shit, he's playing with fire right there. It's pathetic. And just apologize to me. I want to hear it. What the fuck is wrong with you? I want you to say that you're not a danger to society anymore. Did you have remorse for what you did? All I did was push a person, dude. They happened to fall down and hurt themselves. I didn't do much at all, to be honest. I don't feel like I have to apologize for anything. I feel like these people have to suck my dick every day for a year. Just to me to acknowledge that they're actually apologizing. They can't just say I apologize to me anymore. They have to fucking do something about it. Pay money, suck a dick, make me feel good in some kind of way for a year. Maybe I'll take that as an apology. But it has to go the other way around, unfortunately. You cannot push me towards the edge with his fucking commentary. So it really triggered me. I don't know, man. Some people just clueless what the fuck they're doing. just clueless. And they think they are the fucking authority right now. So, it's so pathetic. Which kind of creates an argument for that. People think they're in authority to do something, but they create no value whatsoever. And in most cases, they don't even know what they're actually doing, what kind of impact they have. They don't care. They just get paid money. And they're gonna keep doing what they're doing because, they survive because of that. And they might even get a good salary out of that. Oh, fantastic. I don't want to leave this place. I don't want to change my behavior. This is working. Your brain gets so out of order when you get the money. You want to repeat that behavior by any means necessary, no matter what fucking happens. The first time you get rewarded with money, dude. Absolutely. It has to be the most addicting thing ever. So yeah, this is what makes it even bigger bullshit. It's probably the biggest bullshit we have ever discovered. Based on the ratio, like, it's not even close. I got nothing, man. This guy's, like, respectable, but he doesn't give me reasons to actually create an argument of any kind. So I don't know, man. I don't know. He has a lot of knowledge that I just don't feel like it's useful. There is one argument I feel deep down, like, you want to prevent crime, right? So you want to be aware of people's mental stability, and it's probably possible to predict whether people are in danger to society or not. It's probably possible. So I'll just say straight up. But they're not doing that. They're doing it afterwards. Oh, now you were a danger to society. You might be a danger to society forever now. Of course, of course. Was I ever? Was I ever, to be honest? Yeah, dude. And at the same time, what counts as danger to society? Isn't danger to society actually creating problems for people in mass scale and not just like tiny scale of like, oh, I punched someone in the face. Oh, that's the danger to society. But people dying from starvation and poverty, that's just politics. They're trying their best, Oh, that's not a danger. Oh, no. Oh, no. The higher you go in authority and the less mental stability you have to actually support that authority, that is the danger that we should be looking into. So don't focus in the wrong fucking direction. I don't give a fuck if there's a homeless person punch someone in the face because they're angry. I don't give a fuck about that at all. They almost have the right to punch anyone in the face because they're homeless in the first place. Fuck yeah, dude. I allow that. Now I can't really argue with this one, but how can't I? I'm okay with people who have no power to like break through doors and break through windows. Technically they can break through windows, which is scary, but they're not doing that, so it's like, I don't think the danger of society is on the low end of the pyramid, which is what the entire hierarchy is built upon. It has to come from the top, from the people we actually respect and very much care for. If they do anything wrong, it just trickles down so badly. So we really have to take care of from top to bottom. Technically, maybe it's not a good argument, but it's just, I don't feel like this is enough awareness. Like, we know that we have to punish parents for their reckless children. We know that, but eventually, oh, they hit 18 years of age, and now the parents are off the hook all of a sudden, which is kind of weird. I think that's weird. Alright, parents are still probably the greatest influence that the child ever had. And parents should also be questioned whether they are the danger to society at the same time. Which, my mom kind of just provoked me both times to punch her and to push her friend, basically. Both times it's my mom's fault, I would say. And then my dad actually punched me. And then I punched him back, actually, because I got tired of that shit. So technically he asked for it, and we also got into police trouble, but this time I was not charged because my dad actually also destroyed my laptop, so he had to pay for that. It was a painful experience, but I had to live with people who are unstable and technically are a danger to society, to be honest, to some degree. But you just don't look into that. You look into how valuable they are versus how dangerous they are. You kind of assess the risk. Everyone's dangerous all the time. Alright? So you just look into you just evaluate people in general. So we're not doing that. Just not doing that. And definitely not doing that on top to bottom. We're doing it in reverse because it's a lot easier to look at the bad things and be like, oh, it's your fault. It's not the system's fault, it's your fault. That's why this is a good argument. Because most of the time the system is at fault, and we should be questioning way more of how the system could possibly change and how to empower these people who, it's not necessarily their fault, We need to actually empower them in case they're valuable to society. Obviously, if they're destructive, we shouldn't do that. Again, but yeah, I say that, but I don't know what I mean, to be honest. Because how do you empower the lowest tier of the pyramid? How do you do that? You can't. There's too many people here. So I don't know what I mean. But I'm trying, guys. I'm trying my best. The reason why we should praise the lowest tier is because we never know when that lowest tier just want to flip things around a little bit. We have the power as the lowest tier to just push someone up and push someone down. We should have the power to do that. Alright? We should have the full control of the pyramid. Instead of the other way around, where we feel like the system has all the power. And again, we do have the power, we just don't actually use it or know how to organize it properly, so there's that. But essentially, we do have the power. And we kind of defined what the system is, technically, and how scared the top is, and how they change policies to treat us properly. In a way, we do have all the power, so... But we are electing people, and we have to make sure everything is correct, and they're not the danger to society for as long as they're up there, relative to their position, okay? Because if they're dangerous in any way, we have to remove them immediately. So we don't have, full control over this. But yeah, this is something to be aware of. It's very interesting, I think. Are you stupid?
For the patient, what might be inside her, what she might be thinking, what she might be feeling, and that can be a really effective therapeutic method. There are a lot more pressures on kids and adolescents these days. What used to happen is if you were getting bullied at school, you were having a disagreement with somebody, you could go home and have a respite, at least for 10 hours, 12 hours.
No, if you're bullied, you're scared to go back to the same fucking state in life. You're not gonna rest. You're gonna think about it all the time, and nothing really changed because of social media.
There is social media.
you have to be careful when you're interaction with people. Obviously, you don't want to hurt their feelings, because that will just create another bully in your life. But like, I don't see it, man.
Or text messages that it's just
Yeah. Oh, this guy said psychopathy is actually different from being fuck. Wait, what the from being a psychopath, alright? Are you sure about that? That strange view of reality? Pretty sure it's this... Oh, whoa, it's lagging really bad when I zoom in. Fuck you, Jimp. How would that even make sense? Lag when I zoom in? What the fuck? I'm literally seeing less information. You gotta be kidding me, man. This is crazy. Anyways. So yeah, the idea is you actually impair your ability to see reality because you don't care. That's psychopathy. And why they probably have the same root word. Makes sense to me. He's psychotic, he has delusions, thinking...
here. Meaning he believes this doll is real, despite evidence.
He doesn't care about the evidence, dude. He has his own arguments, unfortunately.
She's not real. In real life, you never see a psychotic issue like this, because this lasts through the whole movie, and psychosis is generally not that persistent when...
Sure, whatever. Yeah, schizophrenia. This guy describes how they, you know...
Wait to diagnose schizophrenia.
Yeah, diagnose schizophrenia.
Until time has passed, and it's still...
And it's still there. Wow, it's fucking fantastic, isn't it? I wonder where it is right now. They had to have plenty of evidence, because even this guy says it, man. So what I had to deal with is absolute terrifying and ridiculous bullshit. Yeah, people can weaponize mental illness, and it's terrifying. There's two things I picked up from this story so far, and it's kind of the end. And the other story, I just already forgot about it. I don't care. I should remind myself, just in case there was something interesting, but she was suicidal until she met a boyfriend, which is fucking fantastic story, by the way. That's the first point. And the second point is she's shaking a lot. Her head, right? Guess why that is, alright? It's a side effect. It's a side effect, guys. Straight up from the hospital. It started on the hospital time. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? So I was like, wait, she has mental illness? Because it's so apparent she cannot control herself at all. And it's like, that's kind of true. And I'm sure there's people like that just kind of naturally develop this stuff, but to hear that it's a fucking side effect. Now she has to repeat herself in a way. So I can confirm to you guys that's exactly what she meant. Here you go. Here's the confirmation if you're wondering. Here you go, guys. I love that shit. She does say that, you know, the pills helped a little bit. Who knows that, dude? It's not fucking magic. Well, you don't know. the tone down. Like, you have to take the pill. It has to fucking do significant difference. And you must be able to not take the pill and go cold turkey and not get side effects. Which you also mentioned that, well, I didn't actually pay attention if it was bad or not. But it had to be bad enough if she mentioned it. So, yeah, you can't just stop taking pills, am I right? I mean, it's just not worth it. But if you have nothing, no other ways to control yourself, I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. I guess there are people that care about this stuff. Because I can't help someone who's just completely crippled in terms of, like, actually hearing voices all the time. Like, that's fucking weird. Why? Psychosis all the time. Like, that scares the shit out of me that it's possible, There's a danger of being overdiagnosed, and I had to suffer through it simply because, what I did is such a minor crime, but it's considered like danger to society, which is unbelievable to me. It's almost like, really, builder? Let's see if I was a builder and a brick just fell off and hit someone else. And, like, I had heard voices one time in my life. Alright? And so someone's like, gets hurt by that brick. Kind of badly. And they blame it all on me. It's like, it's an accident. But he had mental illness. So that's probably why the accident happened, Let's blame all on mental illness instead. This is the most pathetic thing I've ever experienced. And I can't, break through that trauma. Like, it's impossible. I experienced the reverse Uno card of mental illness. I have mental illness, so I will project it onto you. Very nice. Bullies everywhere, dude. And that's why I say, it's the danger that comes from the top, from anyone who even does slight mistakes, but have, like, huge responsibilities. Just slight mistakes. They're the ones that should be brought down to justice. Cops shouldn't just be fired from their jobs. Like, they should get a decent amount of jail time just to feel it for themselves, But at the same time, they should have the ability to come back to serve the country if they want, if they seem capable enough. Like, we should have all these tools available for us, the most important tools, just to understand the value of a person and where they should be in society, what rank, what level. It's a very simple problem. I think I don't have to dive too deep into this. You can see it's just insane to me. Like, yes, again, she says technically pills are helping her, and I will try and discover better pills for myself. Absolutely. It's just, is that even possible? That pills fucking work? You hearing? How? Like, there has to be so much knowledge around it, and I don't know anything. It's just like, you can't just tell me chemicals. That's what my doctor told me when he fucking went off into a rant of how fucking shitty I am. He said, oh, but you have to learn this, what I actually kind of learned in a hospital and on the internet. There's a bunch of different chemicals that your body needs and your brain might not be producing, wow, so we actually give you pills for that. I'm so smart, I have, specially picked, hand-picked, specifically what your brain needs right now. Hand-picked. No, it's just the same pill from the hospital, and nobody gives a fuck. Alright? And the same pill that 50% of people take. It's just, come on, man. Come on. Just, come on, don't say subscribe and then speak Russian this whole time. It's fucking weird. Also, it's not one of the most viewed videos. And also, like, she kind of looks normal, right? Like, if you can post this many videos. I mean, I don't know what this gap is about, but if you can live a normal life, like, it just disproves mental illness, unfortunately, because it's not important in that sense. You can't just bring it up. So, I don't know, dude. Yeah, I guess what we can take away from this story is she's Russian, she should die in fire, you know, just like everyone else. Or she just go to war to Ukraine. I'm sure she's just gonna do fine in there. Alright. Nah, just ultra dark humor. Sometimes. I like it. For no reason.
That time they diagnosed me with infections and
You know. Keep on trying. Maybe something will work for you, dude.
trying to figure out what worked for me. That time they diagnosed me overwhelmed.
Did medication helped?
I don't know.
Again, I have to bring up medication way too many times for this argument, because it's like the other side of the argument is like, well, you did half of the work of identifying what the problem is. Also, she was diagnosed once and then the name was changed to paranoid. I don't remember what the first one was. Paranoid schizophrenia, whatever. Yes, it's important. You diagnose and then what do you do with the person? I'm done. This video is over. There's probably a lot more I can find on YouTube, but like, I don't care anymore. I'm not unless this topic just fucking knocks on my door and shoves his ass back in so I can kick it again. But right now, again, also just women spoke out, which is terrifying. And psychiatrist, a man. I don't care. Alright, see you guys next time. Stay away from bullshit.